Well, yo, stop, guys. How you doing? Yeah, TXGH, we're back again, and the week has ended. We have to come back to the drawing board, to check what happened, and then we know what to do next. At least if we weren't able to take a trade, we're able to save or protect our trade or protect our capital, which is very important. Consistency is what really matters. So right now, we have analysis for gold for today, for Monday, sorry. So if you look at gold right now, we have a price respecting our order block, right? Price respecting the last bearish candle after this move. So price came into it, respected it, couldn't close, right? Close. I said it should do what? Close below it. I did not close below it. If we were to do that, we would have been targeting a sell. So what did they do? They rather closed above it, find ways to go up. You know, sorry, second, my tools. All right, so um, I spoke of this bullish candle, holding price if it does that. Okay, so it was able to hold price for a couple of minutes or hours, and price was able to do what? Close above it, right? So this was a pure buy. From here to here was a buy, taking out this liquidity. Okay, so now if you have these skills, I don't think you have a problem with the market. You have to train your eyes, right? The bullish and bearish candles act as a block, as a barrier, okay, to block orders, okay, sell orders, buy orders. These things block it. And what are they? They are turnaround points, something like this. It's a turnaround point. So price comes and price has to do what? Turn around from that point. So that means there's a block picture. That is what order blocks is all about. So you need to be able to see them. Sometimes the turnaround or the rejecting points are sometimes price could just travel into it. They don't have to give you a clean chart for you to make money from them. No, they have to let it look so trickish. Yes. So sometimes in this area, you could find setup or a way of entry in 15 minutes, 5 minutes, even 1 minute to know if it's time to buy or not. Right? So that is how it's all about. Yes. So okay, guys. So as I'm saying, uh, we have the rejection, as I said, if only price breaks this candle we sell, but it didn't do that. It went back up. Okay, fine. So now price is going up, and it took out all of these other blocks. So we are still bullish. Price was attracted to this longer liquidity, right? So now, if that is what it is, what's the next move? You start looking at the rejecting point of price. So if you look at the wicks from the low over here, right, you could see something like this. Let me zoom out a little bit. Oh, let me use this guy. All right, so take our trend line, stretch it in. All right, we have this, and we have that. What do we see? We see invert wedge, right? So if, let's say, price is able to come outside this inverse wedge, right? There's no way price is dropping. This is a breakout trade. So what do? You only take your trend line. Let's assume price broke out from this area. Like price broke out from this area. That will be your TP point. So you're going to draw your trend line from that high to your lowest low, if this is what price will give us. So it's just an exaggeration. If price gives you this, then for sure price is coming to take out this liquidity, right? Now, if that's what's going to happen, there's something we need to see that you need to see. Now let me take it out. Now we are only having price rejecting our other blocks, okay, here, giving us this buy signal. Now we have what, a low and a higher low. Okay, price might come to give us another higher low over here. What are we doing? We are bullish. Okay, we are bullish. So if that is the case, then we have to start looking at price in all angles. This is 4 hour. Okay, let me take all these things out, zoom out a little bit, and we see this low to this low. Okay, we are seeing something like a bullish move as I did previously. All right, so now over here, if our setup gives us a buy, okay, as I did again, give us a buy. All right, so when breakout happens at the top, we are getting closer to this area. So what do you think if price goes there? We are going to be having sorry. Right, so where's my good? So price breaks out, give us a high, let's say comes closer to this area, takes out this guy, and we are bullish. What do we see? We see something getting almost looking like a wedge. Okay, looking like a wedge. So this alone will tell you that we have a setup playing out. Okay, we have a setup playing out. I want to use this tool rather. We have this high. Okay, we are still waiting for price to finish up so we know where it's really going, whether it's going to really give us this kind of setup or not. But according to what is preparing down here, according to this setup down here, okay, we don't know how far. If it takes out this area, you could see even this guy could be a retracement point for you. Then we are going up. So when it does that, there we know definitely sometimes there will be rejections. All we need is setup. So if whatever setup gives us, it will definitely give us a setup for another OT, optimum trade entry. Sorry, I couldn't give a credit to ICT, Michael of ICT, the boss of ICT. Most of my trading techniques were I learned it from him. You know, he's a great trader, one of the best samurais. So yeah, credit to him. Whatever I mentioned over here is by his favor, right? So yes, so optimum trade entry, I'm looking at something like this. So all these areas, price is going to buy, and maybe this is what I'm thinking. Okay, so come find more buys. Now, if price breaks out of this setup, that's going to be great, right? Let me so with this two, okay, let's assume we are buying here, buying, selling there, and all of that. Yeah, true. What do you see? You see a wedge. See a wedge of or bullish triangle. So what will you do? You either take your distance from here, that is your lowest lows to your highest high, right? Place it on your TP, on your breakout, assuming we broke out here. Okay, fine. So where's your TP? TP is here. Now, let's go into a bigger time frame to see where that TP leads us to. Whoa, that's great. So you can imagine this is going to be fun. So let's hope and pray to see what price gives us. And if it gives us something like this, man, we're good, right? So now it's always good to be behind charts, following what it's doing. It will give you a bigger picture to see what's coming, to see the next move. You get it? So yes, this is what I think for gold, and this setup alone is great. It's great. So with the power of ICT techniques or setup, I'm very confident that if price, okay, breaks out of our this invert wedge, okay, if it breaks out of it, yes, we have to buy. The distance from here to here is the same as the distance from here to here, almost the same. You know, there are one or two hidden factors, so I'll not be so certain. So this setup can only be confirmed after price gives us a breakout on this kind of setup is preparing for us right now. Right. So yeah, let's see what happens. This is analysis on gold. Okay. So when we take this in daily, let me see what is up here. Let me zoom in. Okay. So zooming in and daily, this is what we have. Price giving us a high, and this is higher than it, a higher high, a low. Oh, sorry. This is a low, and look at where this guy closed and where this guy opened. What did he do? He came to pick liquidity, which you can see in a smaller time frame. So let's assume how this candle closed is even the most important factor, telling us that we are so bullish. Okay, because we have high, higher high, and maybe another higher high. So let's say if God willing, Monday price closed here bearish, you could see this is a pure sign of a what? A bullish buy. Yeah, so this analysis for daily, and let's hope and see, because trend line, our trend was also taken out. 1, 2. Though trend is broken, but daily order block is not broken. So there are two things you have to look at. Trend line is not 100%. Okay, you need these candlesticks to make your trend or your trade analysis 100%. So even in daily, price needs to take out this high. So if we buy, even to get equal high, is also a good sign of a buy. All right, if we get equal high, it's also a good sign of a buy, or breaking above it, it's also a good sign of a buy. So let's see what happens. Okay, so let's enjoy our weekend and prepare for this coming week. All the best. Take care. Have fun, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe.